Hi, this is Dee at Aloha Astro. Let's take a look at the forecast for the moon transiting Sagittarius to Capricorn, Tuesday, August 5th. Brings something to a turning point between what is theoretical within a realm of potentiality and what is realistically practical based on the demands of the present and shaped by the constraints within which you live. In other words, something could be getting serious and pressure is being brought to bear. As the moon shifts from a mutable fire sign to a cardinal earth sign at midday, forming a grand cross aspect pattern with Mars in the final degree of Virgo, Venus conjunct Jupiter in Cancer, and Saturn conjunct Neptune, both retrograde in Aries. If you have natal chart planetary placements in the cardinal signs of Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, you may be feeling like your life is about to turn in a new direction, and you can expect to become more alert, aware, and focused on the information and energy which is pulling together, so you can choose a direction and take an action. But anyone and everyone could be standing at a crossroads on some level today, due to that grand cross lighting up 4 areas of life at once, while a T-square aspect pattern of Mercury retrograde in Leo conjunct the Sun in Leo, Chiron retrograde in Aries, and Pluto retrograde in Aquarius makes you aware that as you progress in creating your future, you are also influenced by things like your fear, the societal conditions, and global consciousness around you. Yet there are extremely favorable aspect patterns moving you toward a better future, including a grand trine, a kite, and a cradle, which will lift you up and guide you toward what is highest and best for you when you put your own energy into motion. Chiron in Aries trine to the moon and quincunx to Mars in Virgo indicates that you have the ability to manifest what you most need at this time and what will support you to live a life of purpose, success, and self-actualization in your future. But how everything appears to you today could give you the impression that your path forward and potential for success are determined by more than your desires and will alone. Maybe it's time to stretch your consciousness and see yourself as a divine and cosmic being, connected to everyone and everything. So here we have this very busy chart. Here we've got that grand cross going on, where Mars is opposing Saturn and Neptune, and the moon is opposing Venus and Jupiter, and then they are all square to each other as we go around to those 4 points. And we have Mars just on the precipice of moving over into cardinal air. That will occur tomorrow afternoon. But for today, it's under that final degree, that 29th degree, where it does feel as if you have to hurry up and do something. And the moon today also will be hitting a final degree right at midday as it moves out of a fire sign that's much more optimistic and outgoing than the more conservative and cautious energy of Capricorn. But we still have a lot of push and drive going on with that grand cross, and this presents that feeling of turning point or crossroads where you know you need to start doing something and you want to move the energy forward. Then we have that T-square here with Pluto, Mercury, and the Sun, Chiron, but Chiron is also supporting the moon, or the moon supporting Chiron, but they are happy together today. And this really does require looking at what is most important to you now in this moment. What do you most need is the question that is best to ask yourself, and then listen and move in that direction. You'll know which thing to choose. It will put the changes into motion. We also have a quincunx here with the moon and Uranus. And Uranus is very well supported within the chart, and no challenging aspects coming from it. And it's in early degrees of Gemini, so it will help you gain a new perspective, change your point of view about things, to look more favorably upon changes and the future and help you get unstuck. Because stuck and stagnant is not the way to be at the moment. Yes, there's a lot of concern about, well, what about the energy or the environment I'm in? What about the future? What's happening with the economy? What's happening with the world and politics and war and this, that, the other thing? But essentially, your main responsibility right now is yourself, your needs, fulfilling your own life purpose that is within your natal chart, and being true to yourself. You cannot, or, well, maybe you can, but it is not to your benefit to take in too much of everybody else's opinions or all of the news and what's happening in the world around you when you are right where you are and you have specific things you need to do and people that you are connected with around you. Be present within yourself. We've also got a Thor's hammer hanging out here, and that's going to tag the creativity, the courage, the questing energy that is dormant within you. And the moon is involved with that Thor's hammer, as are Saturn and Neptune in Aries. So no matter what you do, there will always be somebody who maybe is going to be critical of you, or you may miss out on other opportunities or other places you could be or other things. But whatever your task is right now and whatever your talents and abilities are, that is where you have to focus your attention. If you have some big major plan of something that you're looking to achieve in life, you still have to do it in incremental steps and build upon something that is foundationally within you. And there will be challenges along the way, and it's necessary, because if everything were simply given to us without us working toward it or really desiring it and having to maybe be patient along the way or wait a little bit, we might not appreciate it or value it or even like it once we get it. So it is a very powerful day and a pivotal day. Tomorrow actually looks a lot easier, and we have, I believe, a castle aspect pattern kicking in. But today, do a little bit of deep diving into your intentions, your desires, your consciousness, your awareness, and feel out everything around you as you choose a path and a direction to direct your energy toward. As always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll be back again tomorrow.